What's going on, guys? I am back, and it is my 30th birthday today. It's 420. And yeah, Giblet is so close to sleeping, but we're talking player accolades right now. We have the races. Basically, every team left has 2 games left, except for 4 of those teams, which we'll mention here or there. So it's anyone's race right now for the player accolades, but we're going to go through this fairly quickly. I also have totals up, which actually I want to bring up a little bit better on my side before we get things going here. Let's get into it. So, of course, player accolades, if you lead in goals, assists, or saves, you get $500 for your region. This includes OC, but I'm not doing OC here, just North America and Europe. So, some big money on the line to try and lead in one of these categories. Of course, all these teams trying to battle for top 2 playoff spot, a ton of them, so I think they're more worried about that. But let's go through it. Kronovi right now, he took the lead over JNaps in goals. His teammates, he is beaten JNaps in goals by only 2 goals, and they have the same amount of games played. Turtle is pretty close as well. Like all these numbers, like you see, like 0.79, 0.85, like it's extremely close. Turtle, he's only played 1 extra game, and he has 1 less goal than Kronovi. And of course, both these guys have 2 sets left. The one outlier here is Miho. He's done. So his season is over. He played a total of 30 games, which is a ton. We probably won't see that from many of the other guys. Like Kronovi and JNaps, if they had 2 best-of-5s in a row, then they would get up to 30 games, and then Crow would have to score 6 goals in those 10 games to tie him. So if he scores 6 goals in 9 games, 8 games, he would still beat him. So we'll see how this goes for Miho. He's just sitting there waiting. It's a low-scoring year for North America for sure. We're not used to these low of numbers. Let me check real quick for Season 2. In Season 2, our goal leader was at 1.21 Fireburner. He is trying to get the goal leader for the 3rd straight year, I think, or the 3rd straight season. Actually, since we don't have full stats in Season 1, let's just go with he was the goal leader last season. So he's still battling out again. He's in 2nd right now. There's definitely still time there for him. And now my thing is spazzing out. But pretty close race right now for goals and assists. I mean, it always comes down to the wire here. But again, Crow and JNaps, they're 2 of the top 5 teammates. And they're only 2 goals apart. So you see how close it is in the top 5. Moving on to assists. We have JNaps still in the lead. He lost his goal leadership, but in assists, he's still up there. So JNaps at 0.8. Jacob, 0.74. He's known for assists usually. I believe he was the leader last season, if you count minimum games played. So again, Fireburner and Jacob kind of doing what they normally do. Yeah, last season it would have been Jacob if you don't count Lethamir. So they're still trending their same way, even though Jacob is on fire in week 1 for his goals per game, but he slowed down a bit there, and he's now assisting his 2 high-powered teammates in Garrett G and Fireburner. So Jacob right there, and again, let's check the totals here. JNaps has played 20 games, and he has 16 assists. The thing is with Energy, they've played a decent amount. Oh, no, only 1 less game. 19 right now. So right now, Jacob is 2 assists behind, but he's played 1 less game. That's why the averages are a little closer. So we'll see how that race shakes up. They do play each other this week in a huge series 5 of the day, and we have 6 matches. So, but again, all these guys are playing 2 games unless I note that they're done for the season. Then we got Matt coming in, 0.71. Chrome 0.60 and Espion 0.55. Like Espion's a little bit further down compared to some of these other guys, but still a very possible for him. I'm trying to find his name on here because for some reason this is acting a little funky. He's got 11 assists in 20 games, while JNaps has 16 in 20 games. So he's got like a 5 assist lead right now, JNaps over Espion. So don't expect Espion to catch up, but you never know. He had 7 assists in 1 series last week, so very possible. But again, low scoring season, so it's also low assists as well for this season. So a little bit weird in NA. It's harder to score, and then saves are up a ton for at least certain people. Memory right now, 2.89 is absolutely insane of a number. He actually bettered his average of 2.79 from last week with the game they played against G2. He got more. I think he got exactly 3 saves per game, so it creeped it up just a bit more. No one's catching him. It's not going to happen. Let's look at totals for this as well, because it's pretty funny. So memory, 19 games. So he only played 19 because of he was out 1 week because he was on vacation. But you only need a minimum of 15 games played to get one of these stats. So like in assists, I think Pluto's actually leading at 1, but he can't catch up, obviously. So memory has 55 saves in 19 games. The next highest in just total amount of saves, actually, let's find like the next highest average. So in Seoul, he's played 20 games, and he still has some more to play. But so he's played basically the same amount of games as memory, actually one more than him, and he only has 38 saves. So memory almost has 20 more saves than Insolences at this point. And Insolences would have to get even more than that because he would have to keep his average up even higher. So it's basically impossible for anyone to catch memory. So he's pretty much a lock there at the saves. Because again, he is done for the season. Everyone else is still playing, but no one's even close. So that one's kind of a wash. Moving on, we'll go over to the Europe leaders. Now this is where goals are still decent right now. Markey doing his thing. He won the goal award last season. He's doing it again this season right now. Just barely beating out his teammate Cooks. They've played 23 games. Cooks has 23 goals, obviously with the 1.0 ratio. Markey has 25. So Cooks is only 2 goals down. He had a big day last week where Cooks actually caught up a bit. Then we got Ferrer. He didn't play last week, but he is sitting at 22 goals in 23 games. So again, he's only 3 goals behind Markey. Niels Cook, his season is done. He's at 0.9. He can still get it, but he would need basically Markey and Cooks have played 6 less games. So if it was exact, like say they get 2 3-0 sweeps, Markey can only score 1 goal to tie Niels. And if he scores any more, he would beat him. And Cooks would have to score 3 or less goals for Niels Cook to pass them. So, but of course, if they go more games, if they go up to like 10 games, I think it's a little bit more reasonable for that to happen. I think then Markey, even if he scored 2 goals, would not be ahead of Niels Cook. I'm not great with averages right now. I'm not going to add it up, but it would be close. You expect it to be probably either Mark or Cooks. Ferrer, like if he has a big day, it's very possible. Same with K-Dop. K-Dop's been playing really well as of late, so he's sitting right now at 18 goals in 22 games. So basically 7 goals behind Markey, a little bit less because he's played 1 less game. So if he has a big day, who knows? Moving on to assists, Violent Panda been playing extremely well. He's probably one of my front runners for the MVP race right now in Europe. He's at 0.85 assists. Greasy, he took a step down to Violent Panda, is now at 0.78. Mystic, 0.77. Mark, he's up there as well. So it's not a bad season if you're in top 5 in both goals and assists. So watch out for Markey in the MVP race as well. And Sicky at 0.7 as well. I didn't put ties in, whatever. It's fine. Looking at the assists, we had Greasy sitting at 18 assists right now in 23 games. Violent Panda's played 3 less games and there's only 1 assist behind him, and that's why his average is so much better. So Violent Panda, if he has worse games, it's going to affect his average more because he's played less games. So it just depends how many games these guys play this weekend. Mystic as well has played 22 games and he's 1 assist behind Greasy. So he's 1 game behind Greasy and 1 assist. So that's why they're so close. So it's a tight race there. It's anyone's game, I would say, in that category. Markey as well, his teammate with Greasy, he is only 2 assists behind Greasy. So very possible to make it up. Same with Sicky. He's also 2 assists behind Greasy with the same amount of games. So extremely close there. Then we go into saves. And basically, it's going to be K-Dop or Freaky, more than likely. If we go back, see the total number of saves. So Freaky's done. His season's over. He's at 2.32. It's not a bad mark at all. He's played 9 more games than K-Dop. It's very reasonable to think that K-Dop would play 9 games this week. Could be a little less. But he has 20 more saves than K-Dop. So K-Dop would have to average, again, he would still have to average better than his 2.36 or right at the 2.36 mark to keep that. So 9 games, 20 saves. It's doable because he's been doing it so far this season, but it's going to be close. So watch out there. Then Zenzis, He's in 5th, but he's also done. So he can't catch up to Freaky anyway because Freaky's also done. So no need to worry for him there. And then Snasky and Siki are kind of down there as well. They're at 43 and 41 saves with almost the same amount of games as K-Dop, so they would have to make up even more. So they're probably out of the race. It's going to come down to either K-Dop or Freaky, and I'll keep you guys up to date, hopefully during the desk, if I can remember, because honestly, I'm going to be doing a lot of playoff scenarios for these races, so it'll be fun to watch how this goes. But yeah, it's going to be a very busy desk for me this week. I'm going to try and keep track of, like, if they score 4 goals in 5 games, he will take the goal leader, stuff like that. So I'll try and keep you guys up to date with the player accolades as the day goes on, but no promises because playoff scenarios might get a little wonky, and I'll have to keep track of that as well. So yeah, that's player accolades, guys. We're in the final week of the regular season. Top 2 automatically get a bye in the playoffs, which results in a world championship bid. And then the top 6, so the bottom 4, like 3 through 6, will play in a quarterfinal game in the playoffs in 2 weeks after the last week of league play. So, and then it's just 1 best of 7. Like if you win that, you're going to Worlds. If not, well, you're not. So it should be a lot of fun to see how these teams play this week. A lot of good matches, and I hope you guys watch it. And until next time, I will see you later. I'm going to go enjoy my birth with my baby.